Welcome into another video in my series where we're going through and testing all the weapons inside of MW3 to see how viable these weapons are for us to be using inside of our Zombies game mode. This is going to include the aftermarket parts, the aftermarket conversion kits, as well as the weapons from MW2. So if you're new around here, you'd like to see how weapons perform inside of Call of Duty Zombies, boy are you in the right spot. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications as you're not going to want to miss out any future uploads from myself, especially heading in towards Black Ops 6. As well, down below in the description, you will find the link for my streams. I stream on Mondays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Saturday mornings, I am aiming for 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for start time for the streams. Now in today's video, I've been trying so very hard to get in touch with our last Black Ops 6 Vault Edition winner for the channel, reaching 5,000 subscribers. And unfortunately, I have been unable to get in touch with them. So today, I am super excited and beyond happy to announce a brand new winner for the Black Ops 6 Vault Edition on any platform of your choice. Congratulations goes to JC and a bunch of other things for your profile. So congratulations to you on winning the Black Ops 6 Vault Edition. Make sure you get in touch with me by joining the Zhorde community Discord that is now well over 650 members of players willing to help out other players. Sounds like something for you? You can find the link for the Zhorde community Discord down below in the description. Now in today's video, we're going to be diving in and reviewing a weapon which I have not used, I believe, possibly since Season 2. This one has been long since sitting on the shelf, so I wanted to give it a shot and see how it performs. So in today's video, we're going to be taking the SMG, the WSP-9 through all three tiers, taking on bounty contracts all the way through, seeing how this weapon performs inside of zombies. By the end of the video, hopefully you have a really good feel for how this SMG deals with zombies. And at the end of it, after the Dark Aether, you should be able to make up your mind on whether or not this weapon is a viable option for you. So without further ado, let's dive into the WSP-9 review video today. Welcome into today's video. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. I truly do appreciate that. Now in today's video, we're going to be using an SMG, the WSP-9, and this is one that has sat on the shelf for me, I believe, since Season 2, possibly Season 1. I really have not used this weapon very often. I've got a really cool blueprint on there with some camo, so we're definitely looking to be keeping that on our run for today. Now, if you're new to the channel, when I spawn in here and do weapon testing videos, we spawn in and put on all of our perks with absolutely no additions to the weapon whatsoever, aside from running Deadshot Daiquiri, as I like the extra critical damage that it does provide. And then the goal is to track down a bounty contract inside of Tier 1, make our way over, pick up that bounty contract, and then we're going to be looking to take on our first bounty of the day at just white rarity. Absolutely no additions to the weapon at all whatsoever. So I definitely wanted to see how this weapon performed inside of zombies. Now, when I was playing around with this one in the firing range, it seemed to be incredibly strong. The build I have for you today, which is in the video, so don't worry, I got you covered with the camo and the blueprint, so you got it all. I was impressed with the damage it was doing in the firing range, so I was really excited to get into game and see what it was going to be like against a bounty contract just at white rarity. And yeah, holy smokes, like less than 3 magazines to take out a bounty contract inside of Tier 1 without being pack-a-punch, just spawned in a white rarity. I was definitely impressed. Good to see a self-revive out of that bounty contract, 100%. So the next thing to do was to head off and visit the pack-a-punch machine, make sure we melee the machine, wait for the center portion to turn green before using it or our pack-a-punch crystals so that we can keep our camo and blueprints on our weapons for our entire run, which is what we did right there. Then it was time to pick up another bounty contract inside of Tier 1, now that we have increased the damage output on this weapon by 1 just by visiting Pack-a-Punch. So we still have no tools, we still have no ammo mods, we are still white rarity, but we do have Pack-a-Punch on the weapon, and what a dramatic difference that was just by visiting Pack-a-Punch. Wow, I was thoroughly impressed, and at this point, eager and excited to kind of continue on seeing what this weapon's capable of, and I definitely wanted to try and have some fun with our final bounty contract by equipping a legendary tool, my ammo mod, and now being just incredibly overpowered for anything that, you know, Tier 1 could possibly throw at us. So it was time to make our way off and grab the final bounty contract of the day inside of Tier 1. Now, we are legendary, we are Pack 1, and we do have an ammo mod on, so this bounty should basically be a complete instant delete, and these are tons of fun to feel this overpowered and just shred through bounties. I love it. I mean, that Mangler literally stood no chance whatsoever. We got a PAP 2 crystal out of that, which I was super happy to see. That's definitely awesome. I was happy about that. Now, the way this had performed across all 3 of our bounties inside of Tier 1, I can honestly tell you I was excited to go into Tier 2 without increasing any of the damage output at all on this SMG and see how it was going to handle a Tier 2 bounty contract compared to the ones we had to deal with inside of Tier 1. So we pushed into Tier 2, we picked up our bounty contract, and then made our... Oh, this drives me nuts. Self-completed itself, which makes it incredibly challenging for me to show you how well this weapon performs. But I would definitely hop over and see what kind of free loot we got. Wasn't much, and I guess that's expected considering it was one of the easiest contracts in the world to complete. So we still needed to grab a bounty contract inside of Tier 1 without increasing the damage output on this SMG and see how it handles a bounty inside of Tier 2. I was, expecting kind of big things because it handled Tier 1 incredibly well. The white rarity, the first bounty contract of this video, definitely put me, gave me some confidence that this is going to be super viable for us to be using inside of our game modes. So seeing how well we did through Tier 1, our first bounty in Tier 2, self-completed. We got a Disciple. Yay. I love Disciples. But with this SMG, I don't know what was going on when it got buffed because I checked for Season 6 and I didn't see anything in the patch notes on the WSP9, but whatever they did to this weapon the last time they touched it, since I've used this, holy smokes, is the damage output on this just absolutely remarkable. Here we are taking on a Disciple inside of Tier 2 being Pack 1 Legendary with an ammo mod, and I was not stressing at all whatsoever. Definitely no issues to complete that bounty contract using this at only Pack 1 Legendary inside of Tier 2. Got some more perks, which is awesome to see. Next, it was time to pull out my handy-dandy pocket Pack-a-Punch machine and increase the damage output on this SMG to Pack 2 Legendary with an ammo mod, head off and pick out our final bounty contract of today inside of Tier 2. Now this time, I'm expecting it to be very, very similar to the final bounty contract we had in Tier 1. As, we're Pack 2 now, Legendary with an ammo mod inside of Tier 2, and our first bounty contract inside of Tier 2 being Pack 1, dealing with that Disciple was not much of an issue. We got another Disciple. Like, why? Just why? Nobody likes Disciples. Nobody. Anyway, the damage I was able to do with this, I basically just stood here, backed up a little bit, and made, complete easy work of that Disciple bounty inside of Tier 2. Like, holy smokes. At this point, I was like, there's really nothing else really needed here except to push into Tier 3, stop at the Der Wonder Fizz machine, pick up all the perks, so I have everything inside of Tier 3. I definitely like to run inside of Tier 3 with all of my perks. Let me know if you guys, come in here sometimes without all of your perks, and is your first stop to the perk machine or not? I'd love to find out. Now, when I go and use the Wonder Fizz machine, I always throw a decoy so that I can stay protected when I'm grabbing my perks, which allows me to head over this way to see if I can possibly grab that ritual to replenish maybe one of the PAP crystals or the legendary tool I brought in with me on my runs. It's not here, but this does allow me to turn around, have a small sample size of how this weapon's going to do at Pack-a-Punch 2 inside of Tier 3 dealing with the zombies. We had a couple armored zombies come at us there, and I was definitely feeling really confident using this right here. It definitely dished out the damage to that few zombies without much struggle. Now, I was pushing forward to the palace up there to go ahead and visit the ammo cache to refill my decoys, and I managed to hear that the second ritual inside of Tier 3 had not been claimed yet. So I figured this is an excellent opportunity to show you how well this weapon will handle, zombies and things coming at you inside of Tier 3. Oh, it only Pack 2 Legendary. Now, you saw me shoot that car right below I came up the ladder to activate this ritual. The reason I do that is if you shoot a car and the alarm goes off, the zombies will go towards the car. It works kind of like a monkey bomb. So that gave me a breather to climb up the ladder, get inside of that little hut, and activate the ritual without having to worry about getting cornered in there with a bunch of zombies coming in behind me. Now, to show you how viable this weapon is, I wanted to make sure we completed this ritual inside of Tier 3, being only Pack-a-Punch 2 Legendary with my ammo mod, to show you just, how strong this weapon is. Even at only Pack-a-Punch 2 inside of Tier 3, it was definitely, I have to say, this was one of the most casual rituals completions that I've done as a solo player inside of tier 3. Like, there was literally like no stress at all on me during this. I wasn't concerned with the damage I was going to be able to dish out using this SMG inside of tier 3 with whatever came my way, whether it was armored zombies, the sprinter zombies. I really wasn't too concerned, knowing that this can dish out an absolute boatload of damage. You can see Shatter Blast definitely goes off and helps out a ton, which is one of the reasons why I like to run Shatter Blast on my weapons. Turned a zombie there, which is a huge help. And, you know, he went a little bit ham and took out a bunch of the zombies and finished the ritual for me, which was decent. I got another PAP 2 crystal out of that, which I was happy to see. So, you know, so far feeling pretty good. We got the PAP crystal back, PAP 2. We got another PAP 2 crystal, so we're ahead of the game that way, and we are down one PAP 3 crystal. So not bad at all so far. So we threw on PAP 3 mags of holding, and it was time to see just what this SMG can do now inside of Season 6 to see, you know, is it going to be a viable option to handle crowd control inside of Tier 3? And, yeah, a resounding yes. Although, I will mention on this run, again, I didn't bring in golden armor plates, and I feel like this is a common theme when you're running without golden armor plates inside of Tier 3. The two slap downs, the hits, and the lag, I don't even know what happened there. I mean, geez, there's not much you can do. So I just kind of shook my head and got back up and resumed our carnage. But yeah, that is really painful when that happens, to have the game just kind of freeze like that, and you know, next thing you know, you're taking it down. But I mean, you can see the carnage we're able to dish out at max damage with this SMG inside of Tier 3, dealing with, you know, a fairly congested area, a bunch of zombies, and it definitely excels. Like, there's not much issues at all. I was feeling confident using this. It definitely felt like it was a viable option. Without mags of holding, the build I have gives you 50 unpack-a-punched in your magazine and 100 rounds in your magazine pack-a-punched. So definitely enough ammunition in your magazine to run this if you don't have mags of holding. That's definitely something that's for sure. So, seeing how well it did with crowd control, it was time to push through and pick up a bounty contract inside of Tier 3. Finally, I have been able to get a bounty inside of Tier 3. It has been a serious struggle for me to pick up bounty contracts since Season 6 came out. The Tier 3, to me, and my games, has been incredibly busy. So we went and picked up the bounty contract, which was a Mangler inside of Tier 3. And I wanted to show you the entire fight with this Mangler, because just how well it handles, you know, everything that's coming inside of Tier 3. There's an absolute boatload of zombies chasing me down. You can see the struggle without golden armor plates to make sure that I am keeping plated up so that I can take those extra couple swings, you know, and dish out some more damage if I need to. But you can see how well this SMG handles the zombies, you know, congestion, crowd control inside of Tier 3. It's definitely not much of an issue. I'm not concerned about being able to, you know, clear out what is in front of me, what is around me. It definitely felt confident doing that. The only lack of confidence I had in this run today, to be honest, was the lack of plates I was able to kind of keep on my player during this run. I mean, you can see this Mangler bounty contract was not much of an issue. Our first engagement with this bounty, and we got him about over halfway health, came back in through one decoy and was able to finish off that Mangler bounty contract. So truly awesome damage. Next thing to do was go visit our good friend George, the Guardian in the Arches. Or maybe not. George, where are you? Hello? Now, I know Black Ops 6 is like 9 days away as of recording this video. I am so totally excited for that, and definitely not counting down the days, minutes, and hours and seconds until I can play Black Ops 6 Zombies. Definitely not, 100%. So I figured, you know, George being uncooperative, he's not here. We definitely need to continue the weapon testing. So I do what I usually do to get George to spawn in, which is to run way outside of Tier 3, turn around, and make my way back towards the arches that George, the Guardian of the Arches, protects. Except today, George is, I think, might be done. He just might be done until Black Ops 6. Yeah, so no George. That's all right. It was time to push through and go visit a buy station, pick up some supplies before I went into the Season 2 Dark Aether, as I am bound and determined to get myself a Disciple bounty contract inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether and to also show you the circuit turret that can spawn on top of the P&D Outlast contract inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether. As for the number of times I have run the Season 2 Dark Aether for you all in a video to show how well a weapon performs against Dark Aether, I've yet to get a Disciple Bounty contract or been able to show you the circuit turret on top of the P&D contract. So this weapon had been performing incredibly well through all 3 tiers inside of our game mode that I was feeling confident enough to take this in and see how it would perform inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether. So we made it off to the Season 2 Dark Aether. I didn't bring in an Elder today, so it's just a regular Dark Aether. A quick little inventory management to make sure that when we are dealing with our bounty contract that hopefully is going to be a Disciple, that we're not going to be burning through our Casimirs that we need for the Aether Reactor contract. So, make our way in and let's pick up our first contract inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether, which was a Mega Abomination. Still can't get that Disciple. I tell you, I must have the worst luck when it comes to that. And this is probably my my favorite way to deal with this bounty contract inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether is I usually deploy 1 decoy, throw my jug suit, and then as soon as I see the crowd control make their way back over to me, I'll pop in a second decoy so that my jug suit can land. I can go ahead and pick that up and get inside of the jug suit before anything comes and attacks me. And now, because I threw 2 decoys, look at the crowd control I had to deal with. Like, oh my goodness. There was so many zombies that I was taking, like, just unbelievable. The game froze for a second on me right there. Like, holy smokes. That must have been from the amount of zombies I'd just taken out with the death machine, because that was just astronomical amount of crowd control I did with the death machine right there. That was truly insane. I was going to go in there. There's mags of holding. There is a self-revive, and there's, of course, a Disciple HVT in the area the second I went to get into my reward rift. So, not a big deal. Just kind of push back a little bit, deal with some of the crowd control, take care of what you can before, make sure you've got some space, some room to move. Here's me checking, behind me to make sure I don't have anything coming that way to increase the crowd control. I noticed the Disciple had pulled out, and right there I turned to zombie, so I figured it was a perfect time to make my way over and grab the loot that was from the bounty, which was a PAP 1 crystal. I mean, come on, inside of a Dark Aether, that shouldn't even exist. I did grab the mags of holding, which was awesome, although this decision right here proved to be fatal. You will see if you stick through to the end of the video. So we swapped out a self-revive for a mags of holding, which I was happy to get. Like, awesome. I got the mags of holding that I was used for the video, so we managed to replenish that. So I was feeling really good at this point. Still feeling really confident in using the WSP9 SMG. Made it over to the Outlast contract. Yet again, there is no sentry turret on, or circuit turret, sorry, on top of the Outlast contract for me to show you that, which was kind of a bummer. I was really hoping to, be able to show you guys that. But what we did is we put the sentry turret I brought in over this side of the Outlast contract, and then I used my decoys to push the crowd control kind of in the area of the sentry turret so that it would continue to dish out damage and clear out a ton of the horde, and then use the energy mine when I get them to help me keep clearing out a ton of zombies, ton of the crowd control, and what have you. Now, I use the countertops here to kind of control the direction of the zombies, so you'll see me climb over and head over this side, which will push all the zombies towards me on this side, which was fine. I dropped a decoy down here in front of the sentry, so the goal is to kind of control the movement of the crowd control. This was an opportunity to focus in fire on the HVT to make sure we get rid of that mangler as soon as possible, which was definitely awesome to see the damage output on this WSP9 inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether dealing with an HVT. Like, we just melted that mangler, which was awesome to see. And you can see here with the mantle over the countertop how the zombies came around towards me that way. So I'm kind of able to control, how they move, so I can focus in fire on the HVT, which was the Disciple. I certainly don't want him inside of this Outlast contract, beefing up all the zombies for me to deal with. We got a double points, which I was super happy to grab as the contract was almost over. So that's going to be double the cash, double the essence when we complete it, which is definitely going to help when we exfil to get some more cooldown off our schematics, which is absolutely amazing. Finished off the P&D Outlast contract right there. We got a VR11 and an Elder Sigil. I don't need the VR11, so I did grab the Elder Sigil so that I would be able to use that to help out other members inside of the Zhorde community Discord if they need to get inside of an Elder Dark Aether. If you're looking to join a community full of players willing to help out other players, the Zhorde community Discord link you will find down below in the description. We are over 650 players currently of people willing to help out other people. It has been a ton of fun to be a part of the community, and there's been definitely some fun moments inside of voice calls while people have been gaming. Some truly good laughs and good times to be had for sure. So here we are making our way over to our second Aether extractor contract inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether, and this is where things went south for me incredibly fast. I was feeling very confused. I've got a Casimir out. The no plate issue is definitely something I felt on that down 100%. Threw on my Casimirs here, and I wasn't even able to get through the zombies right there to be able to throw my first Casimir. This is where I was definitely feeling the stress levels starting to rise. I knew I was running a little bit low on self-revives. I wasn't exactly sure how many I had left, and then I took another down right here. This one surprised me. I had that Casimir going close by, and I was surprised that that zombie was able to hit me. So we put down another Casimir, try and make it over to complete the final Aether extractor, and we're able to get that one done, thank goodness. Put down my energy mine, which I figured would have been good enough to clear everything out so that I could go in and get another Elder Sigil, which was awesome to see. I grabbed that, and at this point, my panic levels were through the roof. I had realized I had burned through all of my self-revives. I had none left, and all I had left now to do was the crazy sprint down this street to the very end of the road to the Xville. I was unsure whether I honestly felt like I was going to be able to make it. Like it wasn't going to be much of an issue. Dealt with the dog right there. One bite from the dog. Turn around. Another hit. Boom. That's it. Could not believe it. Well, that was the end of my run right there. I'm not one to hide the fact that I died out inside of this Season 2 Dark Aether with the WSP-9 SMG. Having said that, I will say the damage output on this is truly remarkable. Definitely a viable weapon for all of us to be using inside of our Modern Warfare 3 Zombies games. Now, at the end of the video, we will show you the build, the camo, and the blueprint that I used on the WSP-9. This gives me an opportunity to let you all know, if you are not subscribed yet, make sure you are commenting and liking the videos on the channel, as it is the best way to get in for the next Black Ops 6 Vault Edition giveaway on any platform of your choice, which is going to happen when the channel reaches 7,000 subscribers. And I could not be more happy to be able to give back as a thank you to each and every one of you, because without each and every one of you, this channel simply does not exist. So thank you all so very much for tuning in. I truly do appreciate it, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.